Hey guys! Welcome back to a new episode of Okay, I Said Too Much podcast. Today, you guys are finally listening to the 20th episode of this podcast. Personally, I feel like it should be more than that, but I had to remind myself I took like 2 months off, so, it's not. I'm still on my Zoom this week. We're still making it happen, clearly because we're jumping right into today's weekly update. So yeah, I'm still on my Zoom. I'm still making it happen. I'm still working. I was actually going to film clips of this podcast episode today, but I have a huge mountain in the middle of my forehead that is refusing to let me be great. So I'm trying not to think about it. I have my skincare down to a science, even for when I have breakouts. And for some reason, this one is just, trying to stand the test of time. I wore a pimple patch yesterday and everything, thinking that would help me out before today. No, it didn't. So that's why you will not see any clips of this episode. And I usually take pictures for covers when I record episodes, but that's not happening today either. I already have the Instagram post for this episode, so I really didn't need that anyway. But yeah, no one can see me like this unless they absolutely have to. So what's been going on this week? I've started I can't talk. It's 8:12 in the morning. I'm recording super early on a Sunday because I've been having a very productive weekend. Sold my car yesterday, cleaned my room, my bathroom. Today I need to get an oil change. I need to go grocery shopping. I want to get some flowers for my room. I just want to have a nice little Sunday. I had to get started early today for that to happen. I'm still drinking my coffee, if that tells you anything. But what's been going on this week? I started watching Insecure again. Well, basically, I'm watching it again for the second time. But I will say, when 5 came out, which is the last season, the ending was ruined for me on Twitter, which is my fault, honestly. But the ending was ruined for me, and I don't like the ending. So I've never watched season 5 all the way through. I think I've gotten through the first couple of episodes, and then I was just like, whatever. Because I knew the ending was going to make me mad. I will say, I think the ending is realistic for what would happen in real life. I think Issa Rae did do that on purpose. I think it is a very realistic ending, but I don't like it. So this will be my first time watching season 5 all the way through. I'm almost done with season 4. I want to say that Insecure is something every young adult should watch because it really does highlight the struggles of growing and getting older. But when I say that, Insecure real black. That show is real black. If you are uncomfortable with hearing the N-word, if you're uncomfortable hearing the N-word multiple times, then you probably shouldn't watch that show. It's so good though. There's a lot of sex scenes. The sex scenes be what get me. I be skipping through them sex scenes. I don't need to see all that because it's originally an HBO Max show, but they just put it on Netflix. I'm not watching it on Netflix. I'm watching it on, I guess it's called Max now, not HBO Max. I'm watching it on there because I feel like Netflix is the slowest freaking streaming service to ever exist. I have a brand new TV, and when I tell you Netflix constantly crashes on my TV, I'm not lying. It doesn't make any sense, honestly. I have a brand new TV, brand new internet router. I don't have issues with anything else but Netflix. So I'm watching it on Max. But that's why I think it's trending lately. A lot of people have been talking about how they're rewatching Insecure over, and I think it's because it's on Netflix now. And I do think it is a very good coming of age. Well, I think coming of age is high school to college. So it's very good for young adults. It is definitely resonating with me very hard right now. The storyline for Issa's character and just how she is navigating life in her early 30s and trying to follow her dreams and, find the job or career that really, is what she wants to do and her passion. And so it is really resonating for me at this point in time. So I do think it is a good show, but if you can get over the fact that it's just a very black show, well, I guess if you're black, that doesn't matter. But if you're not black, if you can get over the fact that it is very black and they're gonna say the N-word a lot, I think everyone can take something from it and really enjoy it. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing this week. I'm just trying to get my head together. So that's why I was like, I need to deep clean my room. I want some fresh flowers in my room today. I got a new candle. So that's why I've been trying to, do that type of stuff. But what else? I think that's it for this week. I'm keeping my weekly update and my trending topic kind of short. I think I have a lot to say for this week's episode. So I'm I need to, kind of keep all the rest of this short. But let's go ahead and get right into our trending topic. I told y'all I was keeping the trending topic and the weekly update short because I feel like I'm going to talk a lot for the rest of this episode. But the main reason I'm keeping the trending topic short is because I don't want to give this man any more airtime than he's already gotten, this freaking leprechaun of a man. So if you don't know, Tory Lanez was finally sentenced to 10 years in prison a couple of days ago, this week. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, one of the two, for the shooting with Meg Thee Stallion. And I'm not going to get into all the details because I'm sure the details have been beat to death if you're on social media, but I'm going to get into this one thing that arose after he was sentenced to 10 years, and that was how everyone, even women, black women, were saying 10 years is too much. And I just want y'all to be so for real. So fucking for real. One, I think there's this misconception that Meg was suing Tory, and that is not true. This was the state of California versus Tory Lanez. This had Megan, she came out and said that she was not even going to press charges. She was just going to forget about it because she knew what was going to, while doing that, she knew the backlash that she was going to receive. But the state of California ended up pressing charges because I think what people also don't understand is he has priors. I don't even think he was supposed to have a gun on him at all for his probation that he was already on, and that he's not a U.S. citizen. That man's from Canada. So yeah, the state of California was going to press charges. Yes, absolutely. And I think people are not also taking all that into consideration when he's getting 10 years. That man was on probation. That man was not even supposed to have a gun. Why are y'all mad that he got 10 years in prison? It's so weird. It's so weird because I think, especially if you don't listen, I guess, to true crime or just the news or anything like that, you're not a shot in the foot, a grazed shot in the foot is the best case scenario for when someone pulls out a gun. There's a lot of commotion. I think they were in a car too as well. That's best case scenario. He could have ended Meg's performing career. Your foot is a very, necessary part of performing. He could have taken that all away from her. He could have potentially taken her life. I think that's the part that we tend to forget is when you shoot a gun at someone, you cannot predict what that's gonna at all. He should be happy. He's just looking at 10 years in prison, not life in prison, because there's no way for you to 100%, unless you're right up on that person or you got the freaking aim of a sniper, which I doubt Tory has. There's no way for you to 100% predict how that shooting them with a bullet is going to affect them. There's no way. There's just no way for you to know that. And so for y'all to just kind of brush it off and take it lightly is weird. I'm not even going to get into the whole thing of y'all thinking Megan is lying, because one, they were friends before. Her and Tory were kind of close before. So why would she even she wrote a letter to the judge for his sentencing that said she's not known a day of peace since, or she's not had any peace since this happened. And it's true, because not only did you shoot her, it comes out, she didn't even want it to come out, and then a few months later, you're making a video of you chopping a horse up. That's weird. Okay, and then let's not even talk about all the men who rallied behind Tory Lanez. Megan has lost so many people, one not in the industry itself, from their support of Tory Lanez. Even my baby Drake. I want to interview Drake just so I can ask him why he put that shit in Circo Loco. Why did you put that Megan line in there? I want to interview him just so I can ask him that question, because I need to know why he attacked my other baby. Okay, because it's not making sense. So it's Megan at the end of the day did take a career hit wise, because now it's okay, I can't work with you. You think I'm lying. And so I will say there is a lot of people who rallied behind her, but there was also a lot of people who didn't. But it's just weird vibes. I hope he does not appeal. I hope even if he does try to appeal, they slam it down. And And I just want to also remind people, this was not Megan versus Tory. This was the state of California versus Tory. Okay. He had priors. His sentencing makes sense. We are always constantly talking about how things happen to Black women, and then the perpetrators of those things do not get enough jail time. And then Tory got 10 years, and then all of a sudden 10 years is too much. I need y'all to touch grass. Go outside and touch grass, please, because it makes absolutely no sense. So enough of that, and let's get right into the meat of potatoes of this episode. Before I get into this episode, I want to start by saying this. I wanted to do this because I see so many videos on TikTok where people are like 25, 26, and they're like telling you things they've learned in their 20s. Or I mean, you do see it for people who are turning 30 where they're like, oh, here are some things I learned in my 20s. Like, here's my best advice, blah, 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 blah. And I feel like sometimes it's so like, I don't want to say like victim blaming, but I feel like I'm using victim blaming because I don't have a better choice of words for it. But it kind of gives that like, you guys already know that I'm always like, at some level we do control our happiness, but I don't know. I just don't. The advice some people give does not resonate with me in the way I think they think it does, because I feel like, okay, people are going to make mistakes. Things are going to happen. Life happens. There's no perfect system. And so that's why I wanted to title this my best and worst advice, because I feel like sometimes you need the bad advice because you're going to do bad things. You're going to make mistakes. And I feel like when people give these little advice pieces on TikTok, they're thinking that there's some perfect system. And I feel like as a young adult, if you're 20, 21, that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself. And it's just not how life works. So I want to give you my advice because I feel like sometimes you need to know what to do when you do the bad things. Okay. Or you need to know that me, as almost a 30-year-old woman, I turned 30 in November, that I've done the bad things. And now this is what I would tell you. So let's jump right in because I feel like I might ramble this episode. So let's get right into number one. Okay. It's okay to go crazy about a man. And this is what I mean by this, because I gotta explain this one. When I say it's okay to go crazy about a man, this is after the fact. Okay. This is when you're feeling very down because you're like, why the fuck did I act like that? Why did I entertain it for months and months on end? Why was I acting crazy? That's okay. I feel like as a woman, you get one time to just be absolutely batshit about a man. Like, I remember in 2020 with me and my ex, not my most recent ex, but the one before that, we were hooking up, and I was like crying because this man told me he would get me an Uber home instead of taking me home. Why was I that crazy? There was no reason for me to be acting like that. That man did not want me. So I think it's okay. And I'm not saying, like I said, this is not for I could be crazy, so let me be crazy. This is for when you're looking back and you're like, why the fuck did I act like that? It's okay. You get one time. After that, you gotta wrap it up though. After that, if you didn't learn any lessons, I don't know what to tell you. 2, don't take them back. Whoever they are, if you are considering it, do not take them back. It will always end worse the second time. I can 100% attest to the fact that it will end worse the second time. Do not take them back. They showed you their true colors. The universe showed you it wouldn't work. Keep it pushing. Number 3, eat your groceries and stop buying fast food and eating out. Y'all, after inflation, we are spending 75 plus, if not 100 plus on groceries. Eat them damn groceries. Cook that food, okay? If you need a meal prep on Sunday or whatever day of the week is best for you, cool. Eat them damn groceries, okay? I have lost so much weight just by eating my groceries and eating at my house. Eat the groceries, y'all. This is like 2 because it's so disheartening to throw away groceries that you spent money on. If something's like $10+ and then you let it go bad in your fridge, eat them damn groceries, y'all. Just eat the groceries. If you need to go to Trader Joe's and get all those fancy Trader Joe's frozen meals that take like 10 minutes, then that's what you got to do. But eat the groceries, y'all. We're getting too old to be letting just food go to waste in our fridge. Number 4, it's okay to stay at that job you hate if it pays your bills. I feel like, and I think this is what made me want to do in these episodes, is because people get on TikTok and they're like, stop working for people, work for yourself, quit the job, make it happen. It's not that easy. And this goes into my next thing that I feel like learning in your 20s is so important. Capitalism is built to work against you, and that is okay. The system system is not made for as regular, schmegular people. Okay? Work the job. If the job pays your bills, you got money on the side to do what you want to do, work the job. Okay? Yeah, you're going to be unhappy, but there's no reason for you to just quit something and not have any type of plan when capitalism is set to work against you. It just doesn't work that way. Like, you have to, so at some point you got to become hip to the system. I'm hip to the system. I know what the system the fuck is. And when I say the system is built against you, you shouldn't need 3-4 streams of income to make the system work. Okay? Capitalism was not made for us. Okay? It was made for rich people. Trickle down method doesn't freaking work. I'm not taking from people who have less than me to get more than me. Okay? So it's okay to stay at that job that you hate to pay your bills. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. You do not working a 9 to 5 and working for someone else is okay. That was 4 and 5. Number 6. Some of y'all are not going to agree with this. And I'm not talking about every single ex when I say this, because not every single ex needs to be on, you need to be on this level with. But if the chance arises, fuck your ex. It's okay to do it a few times. It's okay. But I will say, if you could not separate feelings and sex, don't listen to me here, because no, you don't need that type of trouble in your life. But if you can, and you know this is what it is and nothing more, nothing less, get your rocks off, girl. Okay? What is it? Because 1, 2, I feel like dating nowadays is so freaking hard, and men are nasty, men are gross. If I can get my rocks off with someone that I know I feel comfortable with, then that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know. This is another one that I see all the time, where people tell you to do the opposite, but I'm going to tell you not to. As a 29, almost 30-year-old person, I'm going to tell you right now, go out, have the fun, drink, have the crazy nights, have the all-nighters. Do it now. I hate when women say they're in their grandma era at the age of 25. Yeah, just go out and have fun. Okay, this weekend, I went to bed early both nights, was super productive. Am I super thankful for that? Am I going to have a great week because I set myself up all weekend? Yes. Was I bored all weekend? Yes. Am I like, dang, what life was waiting for me outside of my house? Yes. Y'all, it's not worth it. Just go out and have fun. And 2, especially if you're like mid-20s, hangovers get worse and worse and worse. Gotta have fun now. Live your life, y'all. Stop. It's not that serious. It's not that deep to be. I feel like now we're in a grandma competition of who can do the most self-care, who can have this, who can do the most, who can be the most productive. That sounds like my mom's weekend, because she's 60 years old and married and a grandma. Like, nothing against her, but that's just what she does on the weekends. I am single and living my best life. I'm only going to be this young and hot and turnt once. Go out and have fun. Another one that this piece gets me in trouble a lot. So yeah, this is like part of my worst advice, but say how you feel. I can't completely call a situation and call it until I get all my emotions out. I'm the queen of blocking people, but I'm going to send the message with everything about how I feel and then block you before you can reply. I'm going to make sure you see it and then I'm going to block you, because I feel like if you did me dirty, I don't care if you're going to take it to heart or not. You got to hear what I got to say. And this gets me in trouble so many times, but I feel good. I feel better. So that's all that matters to me personally. That's all. Like, come on, if we're really thinking about it, all that matters is how I feel, and I feel better that I told you about yourself before this ended. So say how you feel. This one is super important. Love your people out loud. Say I love you. Hug. I struggle with the hugging part. I'm not really a hugger, but tell your people that you love them. Praise people. Tell them congratulations. Say you're proud of them. It's just so easy and it makes people feel good. So just do it. This one, I say this one all the time. Talk to yourself, y'all. Talk out loud to yourself. Talk through your feelings, emotions, and what you're going through. I promise you it works. I promise you will feel better. Just talk to yourself. Like, I feel like sometimes I don't need other people's advice. I just need to talk through the situation, really break it down, go through all of the scenarios in my head, and then I can actually make an informed decision on what I want to do. Because I feel like we so often look for outside external validation when you should be getting that from yourself. Even in your like personal life situations, like, you need to be happy with how you handled the situation. So I feel like instead of just running to people to talk it out, sometimes talking out with yourself first, because then also you can ask better advice if you kind of truly know how you feel about a situation. And I don't get that unless I talk it through. This one, if you asked me a couple of years ago, the 20 things I learned in my 20s, this would not be on it, because I used to hate when people said this. But stop using face altering filters. If I'm going to use a filter on my picture, all it's going to do is change like the color. I'm am not using anything that's changing my face. I hate that because I feel like that fucks you up more than anything else. Snapchat filters, do not try to take a picture of me with a damn Snapchat filter on. Those shits are the worst. The absolute worst. Like, I just know. Like, I like my pictures to look a certain way, but I want to look like myself in the picture. I do not want something that's going to change my face. Because I feel like in Black women too, like, it always just makes your nose look weird. And your like nose mouth area look weird. And I don't like that. Because most of them trying to make you have like a smaller nose, bigger mouth. But when you already have a bigger nose and a bigger mouth, it just distorts it so much. And if you want tips, here's my tips on how to stop using filters. First, lots of mirror pics. Stand further back from the mirror and zoom in to bring yourself closer. Of course, zoom in, and zoom in. That is my tip. That is what I started with. If you want a selfie, I don't tend to take a lot of selfies just because I want to get the fit. Bro, if I'm taking a pic, I'm trying to get the fit. But with selfies, lighting. I can't stress it enough. Really good lighting. You don't need the face altering filter. You need proper lighting. Okay, it just is what it is. I just bought a new tripod that has one of those huge freaking lights on it. Okay, and I promise you the pictures are going to go off. You don't need the face altering filter. You need better lighting, because I feel like a very 2016 2017 thing was shitty lighting, face altering filter, and we're just past that time in life. Pack it up. This is number 12. Y'all, it's so early. Sorry, please bear with me. Don't date the man everyone tells you should date, but you don't like him. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Just, y'all, if you don't feel 100% about that man, why you date him? If you are not attracted to that man, why would you date him? The silence says it all. I think sometimes I tell myself I could have a man right now if I wanted a man, but that's not the type of man I want. And you shouldn't want that type of man either. Okay. You should want the man that you really, really want. This is another one that I had to tell myself. I think we talked about this in another podcast episode. If y'all can hear my drink in the background, I'm so sorry, but I'm like not even halfway through my coffee yet, so I need it. Okay. Trust the process of your life. And this is something I have struggled with all the way up until like 29, honestly. I think this last few months of my life is when I'm finally starting to like realize like how important this is. Trust the process of your life. It's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. If something happens before then, it's probably not going to work out how you want it to. Trust the process of your life. I promise everything, the universe is bringing everything to you when it's supposed to come to you. Once you trust in that, more things will come to you than when you're trying to rush and nitpick how things are going. So trust the process. It's going to happen. It's 100% going to happen. You just have to stop looking for it. And when I mean looking for it, I mean thinking you see the end goal in everything. Okay. Like when I got a new job, trusting the process of my life would be knowing that this is not the end goal. And I have to trust that what the end goal I want is coming, but I'm going to love and appreciate this season of my life that I'm in now. So trust the process of your life. Don't try to rush anything. It's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. And that's all you can do. A time for everything and everything in its time, like I like to say. Okay. This one is, I think people leave off a lot of like humanity things when they talk about this. And I think as I've gotten older, this is something I've learned over and over and over again. If it's not all of us, it's none of us. And you can take that however you want. But if it's not all of us, it's none of us. So if you are the type of person, which I'm going to hope that my podcast is not reaching these type of people, but if you're the type of person that's like women's rights, but don't support like queer and trans rights, it doesn't work that way, because if they can attack those rights, they're going to slowly come for yours. Y'all know how to make this episode a little bit political. I've already talked about capitalism. Y'all knew it was coming. If it's not all of us, it's none of us. And I think that is a very a thing you need to learn, because humanity is about community. Politicians want us to forget that. But I think you become a better person at your core when you remember that. And I think that translates to every area of your life when you remember that humanity is about community. If I stay on this one too long, we're going to get into a whole can of worms. So my next one, just get the to-do list done. I went through a period of my life where I was very bad about that. I would write a to-do list and find ways to push everything on that to-do list to the next day. Just get the to-do list done. If you write the to-do list, do it. It's very simple. And I think it's a very life-changing thing to wake up or go to work, write the to-do list, get the to-do list done, it feels great. You feel so accomplished. And two, I think that just makes you a better worker. It makes you a better person throughout the day. Like, you're happier. Just get the to-do list done. It's gonna cause you more trouble to put it off than it is to just get it done, especially when it comes to work. Just get the to-do list done. The next one is not that bad. Just take a breath and calm down. If something cannot be fixed in the next 24 hours, it's not life or death. Just take a chill pill. Like that, I think that has like changed my way of thinking. In my job now, I always get compliments for how calm I am because other people around me can be a bit headstrong. And I think when it truly comes down to is that I know that if I can't personally fix something, if it can't be fixed in the next 24 hours, then why would I stress it? Why would I put so much emotion on it? Because things are going to happen. Things are not always going to go your way. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have stressful days. Take 5 minutes. If you can't take 5 minutes, at least give yourself 2 minutes to just take a couple deep breaths, recenter yourself, and then keep it pushing. I'm telling you, you'll probably have less gray hairs if you just go through that. Don't let things stress you out so badly. Now, this next one, I need y'all to really hear me on this, especially if you're single, young, really hear me on this one, y'all. If a man has poor decision-making skills, he will be a bad boyfriend. I don't think I need to elaborate on that too much because I think that's very plain, point, and simple. If a man has poor decision-making skills, especially if he's over the age of 25 and still has poor decision-making skills, he will be a bad boyfriend. If you meet a man and you are constantly questioning the decisions that he makes in life because you wouldn't make those personal decisions, and you think they're bad decisions, that is a sign that you guys are not compatible. Okay. One, because you shouldn't have to raise a man. And so you shouldn't have to raise him to realize he makes poor decisions. Two, if you guys are constantly going to butt heads on, and I'm not saying like you're going to butt heads as boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. You are going to butt heads 100%. But if y'all's decisions never align and you're constantly questioning his decisions, like you wouldn't feel comfortable with him making, like if you had to go a week and he had to make all the decisions for you in a week, if you would not feel comfortable with him making those decisions for you, then you probably shouldn't date that man. And you need to let him grow up on his own. You need to let him fall on his face on his own and keep it pushing. If a man has poor decision making skills, he will be a bad boyfriend. Because why would you want someone with poor decision making skills having decisions over your life? 1 + 1 does not equal 2. Thank you. This one, I've been doing this weekend. I struggle with it during the weekend, but I'm so good at it on the weekends. Why is that? I don't know. Wake up early even on the weekends. I'm not saying don't sleep in sometimes. You should 100% sleep in sometimes. But if you feel like you don't have enough time during the day, I'm not even gonna say that. Yes, 100%. If you feel that you don't have enough time during the day, it is 100% because you're not waking up early enough, especially on the weekends. If you feel like you do not have enough time during the day, you are not waking up early enough. That's all I have to say about that. It's okay to be mean sometimes. I get on myself all the time because I feel like I don't go into certain situations with this happy-go-lucky, I'm super nice emotion, but it's okay to be mean sometimes. This is also a side note to this because I feel like every young adult woman should know this. Men also don't ask women for help. If men are in a real life or death situation, they're not going to ask a woman for help. And it's okay to be mean sometimes. There has been, I understand people are always like, oh, we're nice to men so we don't end up killed. That is 100%. I understand those situations and I'm not saying that. But sometimes y'all just be too nice to these just weirdos for no reason. So it's okay to be mean sometimes. It's also okay to be selfish sometimes. I think people put a lot of pressure on this selflessness that you think you have to have. I think there's a time and a place for being a little selfish. And if you can't see that, then you're probably a people pleaser and you need to reel it back in some. This is my last one. This is my 20th piece of advice. And I'm going to say this beforehand. This is what gets me through a lot of very dark, down, depressing moments in life. And there's a silver lining in almost everything. And I say almost everything because some situations are just bad. Some situations are just shitty. So to say there's a silver lining in everything would be honestly disgusting. So you can find something good in almost everything. I think it takes a special type of person to be able to look at situations like that. But I think we get too hung up on the bad parts and we're not seeing what could be there for us. And I think this goes with having a grateful attitude. attitude and always having that sense of gratitude for what you do have and what is going right. And I feel like once you implement that into your life, things are just going to magically start falling into place a little bit more. Like just having this sense of, I'm so grateful, even though this has gone wrong and that's gone wrong, I'm still so grateful for the things that have gone right. And oh, this happened, but I still have this. Things are just gonna, like, the universe is going to bless you for having such a grateful attitude. So those are my 20 things, but I want to end off by saying this because I feel like there's this misconception, and now that I'm turning 30, I'm kind of a little bit more hip to this. So there's a movie, I don't know what it's called. Hold on. I don't know why, but when I start recording, I get so stopped up. I don't know why that is, but there's this movie, I think it's Chris Tucker who's in it. I don't know. He cheats on his wife, all this shit happens. And in the end, he's like, life isn't short. You probably won't get hit by a bus tomorrow, and you'll have to live every single day with the decisions you make. And I feel like when something tragic happens, we always try to go with this like rhetoric of like, life is short, oh my God, da da da. Life is not short, okay? I have been alive for 30 years. That is a mortgage on a home. And you know what's crazy? When we talk about mortgages and we talk about 30-year loans and all that, we're like, oh my God, it's such a long time. Oh my God, da da. But when it's your life, 30 years is short. 30 years is a very, very long time, okay? 60 years is a long time. 90 years is a long time, okay? Like you are that, yes, there's a probability of something bad happening to you every single day, 100%. But life is not short. Your circumstances are just forever changing, and they're forever changing rapidly. So now that I truly feel that way and I think that way, I feel like I just live in a different emotion now. I have a lot of time to make things happen, but I shouldn't get comfortable in that time because, like I said, your circumstances are forever changing, and they're changing rapidly. Life is not short, life is long, and you're gonna have years and years and years most likely to think about every decision you made. So you can look back and be like, oh, okay, cool. Or you can look back and be like, wow, I really enjoyed my life and did the things I wanted to do and was happy about it. And I may have been mean sometimes. I may have talked to that ex when I shouldn't have talked to that ex. But you're gonna have so many years. I talked to my ex a couple months ago. I'm gonna go the rest of my life without talking to that man, okay? That's 60, hopefully 60 more years. That's a long time to not talk to somebody, okay? Life is not short. Your circumstances are just forever changing. And unfortunately, your circumstance can be a tragic one, which does take you away from this earth as we know it, life as we know it. But there's still so many more years, okay? Even if, you only have 5 more years, how many days is that? That's still 1,800 more days, okay? So that's 260 weeks. That's still a long time. And I think when people tell you life is short, it puts this like rush on things. And I'd rather take the time and do life in a beautiful way. So that's my little sappy, almost 30 piece of advice. Those are the 20 things I've learned in my 20s. There's so many more, but I feel like these are the ones I feel like will really stick with you and, get you to that next stage of life, which is 30s. And I'm actually really excited. I wasn't before, but now I'm like really excited to turn 30 and see where the next 10 years of life take me. So that's it. And let's get into our song of the week. So I sat and thought about my song of the week for this week for a very long time because I was like, I need something that like really says like my 20s. Like what would be a song that like if I had to represent, not the song itself, just like a song that has like carried with me throughout my 20s, what would it be? And I was like, damn, it's going to be a Drake song. Like if it had to be a song that's like been with me throughout my 20s, it's going to be a Drake song. There's just no way around that. So then it was like, well, what Drake song? I love Drake. There's so many options. Like what song would it be? And then this song played in the car on my way here this morning, and I was like, that's the song. That's it. And it was a tie between like 3 at first, but then when I really started to think about it, and I was like, okay, we're talking about my 20s as a whole. Like what song has like really just resonated with me ever since? And it would be Paris Morton music. And not for anything lyric wise. I mean, it is a beautiful song, like, very well written. Classic Drake. But I think it's just because it is that classic Drake. If I had to sum up my 20s, it would be like classic Drake. And Paris Morton music is that. Didn't like the second one when he came out with Paris Morton music too. I didn't like that. I don't think it's good. But the original, it just is so classic. It's so timeless. And that's what would be what sums up my 20s. So song of the week this week is Paris Morton music by Drake. And I feel like I couldn't do this episode and my song of the week not be a Drake song. I tried to lean away from picking Drake songs as my song of the week because I love him so much. I'm like, I gotta diversify it. But no, my 20s would definitely be summed up by Drake music. So I feel like for everything, every major event in my life, there's like a Drake song to go with it. So that's my song of the week. Keep it short and simple because I feel like I have talked a lot on this episode, and there's more to go because I have to tell you guys where to find me. So the Instagram is istm.podcast. My TikTok, Twitter, my Instagram is just Deadra with 3 extra A's at the end. I actually think my Twitter has 4 extra A's at the end, but who knows? But that's where you guys can find me. I also have the YouTube page under Okay I Said Too Much Podcast. I have one video already queued up, but the place I edit it at, I can't find a way to take it and put it on YouTube. It's like it's not saving for some weird reason, or I can't export it. I guess that's the word I'm looking for, but that is coming. Like I said, I do have it done and ready. It's just having technical difficulties. So that is this week's episode. I love you guys, and I will see you next week.